Hello, my name is Dominic Petruzzi from Streamer King Flies, Norvise Ambassador, and today we're going to be tying Bill Murdich's Murdich Minnow. It's a great pattern for lots of species of fish, and you can tie it in a wide variety of hooks. You can scale this hook up or down to fit your needs. That's really what makes this a great fish catching pattern. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. In the hook today, I have an Arex TP610, size 1. Thread I'm using today is Vivus GSP 100. I like to start my thread just behind the eye. You'll notice I spin my thread quite a bit throughout this process. That's just to kind of keep it corded up and strong. And I like to go ahead and we'll just take our thread all the way back to the hook point. Now the first material we're going to use is some bucktail. We want some fairly long bucktail. We really don't want to clean this out too much. We don't want a whole lot of underfur in there. We do want something about like that coming off the back of this, at least 1.5 times the length. So we might have to cut a little bit off. That's okay. We're just going to clean up those edges. Come in, maybe pull out some of those under guys, but for the most part, that's what we're going to want. Come in. Make sure the bucktail is nice and secure. Come right back to the hook point. Got a nice little tail or rudder in place. That's going to do two things. It's going to give direction and flow to our fly, as well as act as a prop for our flash. We're going to come in with our first stage of flash. We're going to tie it in 50-50. Pearl and silver is what I like to tie in first. Some sort of pearlescent flash is what I like to use first. 1, 2, 3. And we'll go ahead and double that back over itself. A little pressure on top just to give that some nice 180 coverage. 180 over the top of the hook. That GSP to give a nice bite down on that. Now we can come in with our next flash. Our next little bit of flash will be some holographic silver. This will be more 60-40. We're going to go just a touch longer. Just in front of the bump of our last flash. Spread that out just a little bit. And we're going to leave those ends facing forward for right now. Now your next material will be ice furs traditionally used. I personally have been using Congo hair for this. I like approximately a 3-inch piece of Congo hair. It's a nice synthetic material. It's a great substitute for that ice fur. 3-inch piece allows you to split it right in half, give a nice trim. You have some super long pieces, just gonna trim those off a little bit. Go ahead and place that on there. We want to tie that in about 50-50 or somewhere around 60-40. That piece right on top. The next piece is going to go right on the bottom. Rotate our vise. Right up underneath. Once, 2, 3. Hold down to make sure. Pinch on the sides to make sure everything stays secure. Rotate your vise. Now you can take your scissors, kind of split this material up top. Now you can take this remainder flash right back up through that Congo hair. Bring that back down, bring all this back down, make sure it's all back in front there. Go ahead and put some nice secure wraps in there. And then just kind of trim this even with it. I like to go at an angle so that it gives you a nice taper. There we go. Tapers back into that. Then you can take each side here, trim that off. Each side on top and trim that off. Spin to the bottom. Trim that off. Brush this back. Again, I spin my GSP to cord it up just to make sure I have a nice strong thread. And bring it forward. Once I have good idea where I have my thread at and everything, go ahead and unlock the Norvise to give me a little more spin, and I'll get some thread wraps down here. Okay, and then back up. When I come back up, I'll lock in place and pull straight down. Another couple wraps, lock. Make sure you have good tension. Laying down thread. You don't want to unlock too much. Let's make sure. There we go. Now we're set. Lock this back in. Now I like to take a comb, just kind of comb that material out. As you can see, it's got some nice flow to that. I say flow, I mean that it matches back into the pattern nicely, tapers back in nicely. That's going to add some nice bulk. That's going to allow the pattern to push, diverge water. That's kind of gives the pattern, the movement to the pattern, excuse me. Now here I'm just taking off some of the material to reveal the cord of the S-tabs, which is our last material. I like to take a long strip of this. You could just cut a corner off the bag and use it right out of the bag. I'm doing this for demonstration purposes mainly. 9 to 12 inches of it is what we want. What I like to do, I take that and I go right in on that bump. Take that right back. I do this manually at first, just to make sure I have everything secure, okay? I have everything secured. I like to make sure I have good tight thread. Bring it right down to the eye, okay? Couple half hitches. And the cradle rest. So for this first initial wrap, I will do by hand, just to get it right where I want it in good tension. Now that I know I have that, I'll unlock the vise. Not too much though. And what I want to do is I want to do this in thirds. So I want to go 1, 2, 3, and I want to sweep that material back and pull up. Okay, lock and go 1, 2, 3. Lock it in. Sweep that material back as I'm pulling up. 1, 2, 3. Sweep that material back and pull up. And 1, 2, 3, and I'm at the eye. Sweep that material and pull up. Now, what I like to do is angle my S-tabs back, and now we're going to go right back through some of those spaces, and we're filling out our body, okay? Filling out, making a more pronounced body. All the way back where we started. Now we're going to angle this forward. And we're going to bring it back forward. Back through everything. Lock in once you get to the hook eye. Right there. Up. Release from your cradle rest, your bobbin rest. I like to go ahead and use that hook eye to my advantage. Get right up against it. Use that GSP to get right in there. Once, twice, you secure. Good spin to make sure you have good, strong cord of thread. Pull all that material back right in front. 1, 2, 3. And you can pull down. You can see all that GSP suck right back in. Build a nice thread dam. Not thread dam, I'm sorry. Thread head on this fly. Trim off the excess. Pull all that material back. And just catch that last little bit. Again, continuously pulling back on that material. Nice thread head to that. Now we can whip finish. 3 and 1, 2, 3. Trim away. Go. Next step is to go ahead and color our top. I like to use Sharpie markers. You can use Prisma markers, Copic markers, anything you like. I like, in this case, we're using a Sharpie Silver Metallic. Come in, I like to get those thread wraps right off the bat there. Make sure I'm staying right on the top 180, come straight back, then come back forward, making sure you get any of the under little bits right down into the bottom. And then take it right back into the Congo hair. Right straight back into it. And there you have it. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to come in with some eyes. Pretty standard for this pattern is 5mm eyes. You're going to want to use some gel super glue to stick them on. Turn this and lock it to help out. I like to place just a small dab on the back of the eye, like so. And then use the hook eye as my guide. Just kind of place that right on there. Roll that right into place. And since we've used that many wraps of Estes, were overly pronounced anyways. And he kind of just wants to sit in place anyways. So as you can see, he just kind of sits right in place. Now we come back to the other side here, do the same thing. We'll rotate our vise in place. Again, using our eye as a guide, hook eye as a guide. I'm just going to roll that in place. Had so much coffee and energy drink today that sometimes it doesn't matter what I do, it still go on slightly crooked. Oops. But they're on there straight for the most part. Now for extra durability, what I've been doing and what I like to do is I like to throw on just a touch of bone dry. So I just take a little dab of bone dry and kind of just go around the outside of the eye. You don't need much. Give it a nice little cure. Go to the other side. Just let the excess drip off and into the creases of the eyelet. It'll also soak down into the fibers of the Estes, kind of help just build some durability into the pattern. And go ahead and hit your thread wraps on the head. Give everything a nice little cure. And you're all set. That is Bill Murdich's Murdich Minnow. If you want to clean up some of that Congo hair, you can, but it's best just to leave it. If you trim too much, it starts looking a little a little wonky. Brush it out. You can see, even with the eyes, we've stayed pretty pronounced there. I can hold it straight. There we go. So there you go, guys. Murdich Minnow. Tie yourselves up some. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you later. Thanks for watching.